Hi everyone, I thought I'd go through a video real quick and just share with you what I take to Alaska with me, and hopefully that we can get you set up and get ready to go on your trip as well. So let's start with clothing, then we'll go into equipment, and I'll talk to you a little bit about each one of these things. But let's start out with some of the basics. First of all, when you're going to go on this trip, you're going to need a set of waders, and I do suggest getting chest waders and get breathable. So breathable neoprene type waders, something like this, and I would get the booty style, and here's the reason why. They're lighter, first of all, but what's nice you can do with these is just go down and buy a pair of regular old hiking boots. They don't need to be waterproof or anything else from like Walmart and Best Buy, wherever you want to go get shoes. Just go out and get a pair of higher level hiking boots. And then here's the advantage of doing that is you can take them with you. Once you get on the boat, we can use them that whole time. You'll spend $20 on them. You can leave them on the boat when you leave. That, or you can leave them in Alaska, or if you want to, you can bring them back. But that's what I do each year, is I just buy a cheap pair of $25 boots, good hiking boots. Make sure they are not felt soled. You do not want felt soles when we're walking on those rocks where we're at. So make sure it's just a regular Vibram type sole is what you need. If you have any questions on that, give me a call right away and I'll let you know. But you need a pair of these for sure. Now the other thing as far as clothes, we're going to start with what we're going to do is layers. So here's what we're going to look at is, first of all, just take one set of really lightweight long underwear. In most cases, it never gets cold enough that we really need it, but you want to take one pair just in case it does get chilly. I take a couple long sleeve shirts along with that. And then what I bring with this is the fishing type shirts. They're light, they're comfortable, they're easy to get around, they're easy to clean if you do need to clean them. And when you're up in Alaska, just always think layers, because we may go out in the morning, it may be cold or partially cool, and then by afternoon it's already warmed up into the 60s sometimes, and even higher. So always think layers, so bring multiple layers with you. I also bring a fleece jacket, and then I'll bring a heavier coat as well, just to make sure if it does get cold, I've got something to cover me. I have taken a small, really lightweight rain jacket with me as well in most cases. Warm socks, plenty of underwear obviously. Now pants, my favorite for these kind of trips are the Ranger pants made by Wrangler. Can't recommend them enough. They're inexpensive, but they're really durable, really tough. And we're going to be in the waders most all the time anyway during the day. But if we do go out fishing or something of that nature, they're just nice to walk around in. So make sure to bring those with you too. A couple pairs of those. Also a pair of lounge pants and a pair of sandals to wear when you're on the boat during the day, if you want to. I get pretty relaxed in the boat, so I'll walk around in lounge pants sometimes, or even the regular pants. But you want to be comfortable while you're on the boat, and it's nice to have a pair of just regular, even flip-flops, something that nature just take with you. Quite comfortable. And then a pair of fingerless gloves. Make sure you have at least those to keep your hands warm during the day. And then this is one of the more important things too, and you may need to order these. I know Cabela sells them. This is a fine mesh net, head net, and they need to be the really fine mesh. And the reason what we use these for is not mosquitoes. The mosquitoes are never bad up there. What's bad though is what's called bobby socks. They're a really small gnat that can bite you a little bit. You don't feel them, but they leave little red marks on you. So we wear these sometimes if those get bad. They're not a real big issue, but you may want to get one. They're $3 or $4, I think. So really inexpensive. I do a pair of hiking shoes like this. I actually wear these on the plane with me, and then I'll carry the boots in the suitcase, of course, for the waders. But I do carry a pair of these just to, again, if we go out fishing or if we're walking around town in Kodiak, whatever it may be, these are a lot more comfortable, easier to pack around with me. Okay, so that's clothes. Now we look going to equipment. Equipment's pretty basic. I'm taking 2 cameras, 2 lenses. I'm going to take a 28-300 on a full frame. The reason that's important is if you have a cropped frame camera, we may want to get you about an 18 millimeter. You want that kind of range, like 18-300, 18-120, something like that. The nice thing about these is if the bears are up fairly close, you can focus close to them. Or also, we're going to see some really beautiful landscapes, and this will allow you to shoot fairly wide angle. You're more than welcome to take a real wide angle lens with you as well. I'm just trying to reduce weight. So I have a 28-300 on this camera, and I have a 200-500 on this camera. And those are the only two I'm going to shoot. And I do recommend you have at least a 300, preferably at least a 400 millimeter on this trip. The other thing I'm going to suggest, if you only have one camera, I want you to rent a second camera or buy one. If you're on the boat for a week, or if some of you that are on the boat with us 2 weeks, if a camera goes down, there's no way to get your replacement other than pay another $500 float plane ride in. And a lot of times it's cheaper to buy a second camera. So if you have questions on that, please call me and ask me. So those are the 2 cameras, 2 lenses. I make sure to take a good strap, and I can't recommend highly enough to take a black rapid strap. Carries the camera on the side, much more comfortable as we're going in, because also we need to have you have a tripod. You don't have to have one, but I enjoy this because when we're waiting for bears, sometimes in between, you can just set the camera up on a tripod, not carry that weight around. These come in real handy sometimes, or if we're shooting landscapes from shore. So check into a decent tripod. If you need a recommendation on a tripod, give me a call. I can recommend a really good one. The Me Photos are still the best out there. But small and compact, easy to carry, but it's necessary in most cases just to get that weight off your shoulders sometimes. Make sure you have a battery charger, at least 2 to 3 extra batteries. Make sure you have a card reader to download your images and whatever computer your choice is. I take several cleaning cloths with me and also a little bottle of cleaning solution for my lenses. And then I may take a flash this year, I may not. We of course, are not going to shoot a flash at a bear, but if we see other birds and such, we may use one. So I may bring one, and if you're a Nikon shooter, if we need to share one, you're more welcome to share mine. And then the last 2 things, make sure you have lots of good quality memory cards. I would recommend at least having 200 gigabytes of memory cards, because you can download each day if you have a computer with you, but make sure you have that. And then the last thing is a really good quality hard drive. The hard drive, the one I really recommend is the new Samsung. It's a solid state drive. You can get them right from Best Buy. They're still pretty pricey still, but they're around the $200 range, but they're phenomenal. Extremely lightweight, extremely small, very durable because they're solid state. But if not, at least buy like a 1 or a 2 terabyte Seagate type drive for around $100. And that's something we really recommend. Of course, a backpack to carry all the equipment in. That's just your choice. Make sure it's airline compatible. The last 2 things I need to mention is that remember, you need to stay your gear and your clothing. So your camera gear and your clothing needs to weigh no more than 100 pounds for when you get on that float plane. And one else thing we recommend when you're on the float plane is actually bring a big duffel bag. Throw this in your bag, and what we'll do is we'll transfer all of your clothing into a bag like this when we get onto the float plane. It's not necessary, but they do recommend it highly. It makes it a lot easier to get stuff in and off on and off the plane itself, the float plane. Well, there's the list today, so if you guys have any questions, if I can think of anything else, I'll let you know right away. But I appreciate your time. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.